Hey everybody. I figured I'd try something a little bit different here on the channel. Um, Try to aim the camera right at uh, right at the roller coaster tycoon game, and I'm gonna do a basic live stream commentary for Village of the Damned. So before I do that, discuss Village of the Damned a little bit. Pardon my technical difficulties here. Pardon my camera and the charger. Probably gonna get a copyright strike if I show too much of the movie. Not my intent to do that. It's just to plug the phone in and aim this right at the roller coaster tycoon screen, which I will attempt to do. Uh, it's insufficient. I think that'll work. I'll try not to shake the couch too much, and hopefully the glare can stop. And if there's too much of a glare, I'll just try to describe what's going on the screen. So what you're looking at the second screen here is Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. It is a roller coaster simulation game, and I have made a theme park called Action. You know, like in terms of making a movie or whatever. So it looks like the visual is not really coming across on there. Um, just looks like a big white light, huh? Well, hopefully you can see some of it. Anyway, this is my newest part of the park. And this is Menace to Society. This big pink and green. Pink and orange, purplish ride here. Because some of the characters wear that, some of the characters wear clothing like that. Urban wear, I guess you would say. So I have Steven Seagal as a character walking around in the park as well. And he's had pretty limited taste. He's gone on Son-in-Law, the ride. Son-in-Law is a crowd-pleasing ride, as was Son-in-Law a very crowd-pleasing movie. And then I have a kind of special effects-driven ride called FX, with various things popping out on the roller coaster as the people are on it. So, as that movie had a lot of different surprises in it. So yeah, I put a lot of thought into this game, and pretty fun. You don't really have to do too much thinking. The game pretty much does all the, I guess you would say, the heavy lifting for you. In terms of the physics, even how things work, how things look in the park. You just select from a variety of factors that makes you feel entirely godlike. So I think it's kind of interesting if we talk about the god complex of these particular games and why I like them so much. There's another game called The Movies, in which you run an entire movie studio. In that game, I've actually created a lot of content with, from short films to little movies to narrative form TV shows. You basically can have your own studio in that game. So hopefully I'll get some good software with that game on it again sometime soon. But honestly, that game's biting off quite a lot to chew. Not like it's ever too much. But this game's biting off quite a lot to chew as well. I mean, I don't know if you can see everything going on. This is Big the Ride right here. This part of the park is called Loopy Land. Everything's kind of like on a time loop or whatever. There's dinosaurs running around. There's space age. There's prehistory. There's little elephants dancing around. Water fountains. And Big the Ride is a pretty big success. It just is not as big of a success as I thought it was going to be. It's only made me $90 in profit so far, which in this game's term is more like, maybe like 90,000 in profit, something like that. Because I don't know, this game I guess is for children. I don't know any children that could play and excel in this game unless they're just probably geniuses or something. Because this game is about a lot of trial and error, and I could see a kid um, getting rather frustrated at this game. I guess it's similar. I don't know anything about Minecraft, but I know you build stuff in Minecraft, and here I'm building stuff. I mean, I honestly want to add, as I was saying about FX, the ride. Well, let's discuss FX the movie and FX2 sometime. If you guys are fans of the channel or fans of those movies, go ahead and let me know. We can discuss them or make plans to discuss them. So, one of the cooler aspects of the game is you can name people different things. So this person is named Carmen. I'm gonna change him to Carrie Ellis. Why not? Or I'll put Tom Cruise in there too. Why not? Carrie Ellis. Always a funny name. I'll change this rather ignominious name to Tom Cruise. So then when they're bopping around the park and all this, you can track what they're doing. And sometimes, you just want to keep an eye on people in the park. Sometimes they'll get involved in vandalism. Sometimes they'll get involved in complaining about the restrooms. Bunch of different shit. So yeah, it's kind of fun. I've seen a lot of people live stream the video games. I'll try to get better video output so you can see. Yeah, that's there. Just want to make sure it's filming okay. So yeah, camera's charging. At one point, the camera will be all, or the whatever, the thing is charging. At one point, it will be all charged up, and then I can probably aim it right at the thing. I don't know. This game's a little complicated. It goes where you just gotta basically keep putting handyman in the right situations to clean up as much litter as possible, covering as much territory as possible, but without getting them lost. And that's the key aspect of the game, and everything else is secondary, literally. So Big the Ride is at 54 people. I actually have to look underground though because I built too long of a queue line. If you build too long of a queue line for a ride and it's not as successful as the queue line would indicate, then you're just wasting their time. That's time that they can be spending buying stuff, taking a piss even, because right before I started the live stream, basically I'm playing on a game where you charge them an admission and then basically everything they pay for in the park is, you make off of them. So it's hard as fuck to, what am I trying to say? It's hard to make money when you pay for an admission and then they can ride the rides. The best kind of, sometimes the most profitable kind of a park is the ones where you charge for each ride. And then they run out of money eventually after they spend $800-900. But right now, let me click on the Common Joe here at the park. Lauren S. been here for 2 hours and 37 minutes and only spent about freaking $46. That would be near impossible if he was riding the same amount of rides that he was riding at a pay-per-ride park. So when you're running an operation that is, how do you say it? You're not where you have them pay for admission, it becomes quite a situation. You know what I'm saying? If it becomes quite a situation, you have to think of new and creative ways to pay for revenue. And another key thing, I guess I'm just saying this stuff just for me, but if you guys ever do want to play the game, I got a lot more tips. Well, don't build the queue lines for another reason. If you have roving handyman, they'll end up being, by that, I mean, you can set the paths of these handyman. And if you have a roving handyman, oh my god, it just puts you in such situations where they get stuck in the queue lines. Just don't do it, Just try not to have roving. Try to assign boundaries for each handyman to be in at all times, and then stick to them. So, guys, I'm going to show you, I don't know if you guys got really good cameras or you are watching this, how you're watching this or whatever, but I started the park with just you enter and you went on this ride, which is called Go. You know, blast you up in the air and then you fall down. And then I just have something I knew a name out there, and it is called jet skis. Could name it, but I mean, whatever. So the park was just that pink and blue boundary at one point, which is the original land of Silly Village. This one's called Loopy over here, kind of, I guess, a cousin of Silly Village. And then over here, I built this area, and it's called, what's this area called? Heyo. Kind of like a Western Ranch area. Heyo. And that's got Bumblebee the ride. And Bumblebee is quote unquote my most popular ride. Because these guests, these fictional guests, all vote. But Menace to Society is catching that pretty quick. It's going to pass Big eventually. Menace to Society, the only thing is it's longer than all these other rides. So it's hard for it to get really spiked in terms of revenue. Like it still lost $243 so far. So it's going to take it several years to actually break even or return a healthy profit. It's just something that we have to deal with. I'm basically going to be building another land right now, and it's going to encompass Village in the Dam. So this isn't really a commentary, but I can actually probably restart the movie since I haven't really gotten too far into it. And you guys are all joining me out there. I hope you're having a good afternoon or evening. I'm watching Village of the Dam. Hopefully you won't see it too much on the screen there, but obviously I might lower the volume just a little bit. You'll hear some of the audio. I mean, it's not exactly the most popular movie in the world, so hopefully you guys have seen it. But I'm not even figuring, I'm sure you guys, if you follow my channel, you know I know Memoirs of an Invisible Man. I'm not even following that up with this because it's John Carpenter. It actually just dawned on me that they're both John Carpenter movies. They're just two of my favorite movies, so I figured I might as well go ahead and do that. I love the way that John Carpenter's Village of the Dam begins. Beautiful, I guess, north of San Francisco Bay, Bodega Bay, a bunch of places. According to John Carpenter's son, they visited there. It was a beautiful time in their lives. It, lived up there at one point. Got some crazy looking like kangaroo or wild horses running there. I don't know what those are. I love the sweeping camera angle. It's evocative of Shining. As things are just kind of coasting through this beautiful California canyon or coastal canyon area. Having lived in California all my life and stuff, it's just one of the more beautiful places. Now that I'm not living there, there's also a lot of other beautiful places in the rest of the country as well. Got an all-star cast in this movie. Might as well start up top. You got Superman, Christopher Reeve, the Superman. You got Kirstie Alley from Lincoln's Talking, Cheers. Beautiful actress Karen Khan. As we get to it, she's got one of my favorite scenes in the history of any horror movie. And then there's Curly, come back here. Go up, Curly. Go on the couch and lie down. All right. So as we're continuing the live stream, we got bummered up on, but everything's fine. Good dog. Good dog. Taking some bong hits, playing the roller coaster tycoon. Good girl. Good dog. Sometimes a dog just hears the human's voice and comes running, I guess. But there's nothing really to report over here, so you can just go back to chilling, Yeah, man, you can. All right. Everyone doing good out there? All right. I'm trying to start the commentary again here. So why don't I just start from the top? All right, everyone? So we're going to count it down. from the beginning, and we're gonna do the commentary. All right. Not gonna get interrupted again. Let's start it over. All right, everyone. All right, and we're gonna count down. Give you a couple seconds to get ready to get your tapes ready or DVDs, however you're gonna watch Village of the Damned live on the Barbecue Network. Really appreciate everyone participating and being a part of the program, being a part of the channel. If you don't want to go ahead on Patreon yet, we haven't really set that up yet. You can go ahead and make arrangements to PayPal some money here on the Barbecue Network. And we're going to go ahead and start a movie and start the Village of the Damned commentary. And hopefully everyone in the room and everyone at large can conspire to just be calm enough that we can actually just sit here and do the commentary without any problem as I'm playing my video game, relaxing and watching a movie. So we'll see how things go on that regard. And without any further ado, I hope you can get your commentary or your track ready or whatever, or however you're going to watch the movie. There certainly are, I think, a Scream Factory version now. I don't have it. I don't have any special features for this. I do think that the special features that I've seen posted about sound quite good. So I'm looking forward to possibly getting like a newer version of Village of the Damned, one that's not part of this 4-pack. I do love this 4-pack. I do think it's a fucking good 4-pack, for God's sakes. So, has anyone out there seen Village of the Damned? Do you enjoy Village of the Damned? Do you agree with the critical sentiments that it was a bad movie? Because I find that to be heresy. You could see how someone would say it's not one of their favorite John Carpenter movies or something like that, but for them to say that it's not a good movie as is kind of the consensus and stuff like that, I think that that's not true. I think it actually is a good movie. So we're gonna set this up. We're gonna set this up, and before we do that, we're gonna walk the dog. Let's go ahead and do that. And we're gonna do our commentary after we walk the dog. We're gonna walk the dog. Walk the dog around. So hopefully everyone can get set up and do the commentary and join us in the live chat. Because we're going to walk the dog. That's why it's so dark. We're about to walk the dog. And we're going to do a live stream commentary of Village of the Damned. Well, I smoke some pot and play Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. What could be better? And I'm going to build the ride to Village of the Damned with tribute to my favorite scene in almost any horror movie, where Karen Khan is convinced by her daughter to put her hand in hot boiling water. Pretty awesome scene. You're going to see some of the sights of Arkansas out here. So, does everyone like Village of the Damned? Have you seen it? Do you enjoy that movie? What are your favorite John Carpenter movies? Can you make a list of them? If I had to, I would just possibly list all the ones that I'd seen and then think how I thought of them in order. I don't know. Definitely said Memoirs of an Invisible Man is my favorite, but I guess any given time it can become anything, you know? I do like almost every one of them. That's not true for every director, so I think it's very obvious he's one of the best directors of all time. If he's considered on that list, I don't know, but he's a master for sure. Yeah, I got a dog who's part bloodhound, so you should show her instead of me. How about that? I was hunting for stuff, of course, as a bloodhound would be prone to do. So, sorry about the camera not being as clear as I thought. Back in the house. Dog's tripping. You're a good dog. I'm gonna watch Village of the Damned now. Alright, everybody. Hope you're enjoying your day. We're about to watch Village of the Damned. And I'll build a roller coaster in tribute to it as well. I think I'm gonna call the new land of my roller coaster park Santa Mira, in tribute to Halloween 3, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and also where the Magnoscopics lab in Memoirs of the Invisible Man is. Those are 4 movies that are based in a fictional place called Santa Mira. Santa Mira is a pretty good name. I like in tribute to a Pizzo well. I really enjoy what do you call it? In Lost Boys, the town's called Santa Carla, which is actually Santa Cruz, of course. So why don't I get myself a little bit more comfortable so I can grab up on my almonds. I like my dank ass almonds. Have you ever had these almonds? They're wasabi soy sauce almonds. Hey doggy, I'm being here, right? I also got some Smarty candies and all sorts of goodies over here. Making money, saving money here in the land of opportunity, the natural state of, what do you call this place? Arkansas. What a funny sounding place, huh? I was thinking about that the other day. Like, what the fuck's up with the name of this state? I looked it all up and stuff too, but all right. The dog can settle in. The dog can settle in up on the couch. What comes up on the couch is the doggy. Yobashama. Curly, come up on the couch. Yeah. Yeah. The doggy go up on the couch. Yeah, and then it curls up. Like a doggy do. Yeah. Settles in. Settles in, because we're going to do a commentary. It settles in. Yeah, it lies down. Ain't got nothing to do at this time of the night. It's just going to settle in and lie down, it is. Yeah. Oh, fuck. I'm trying to set this up just right so the... Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Yeah. That's good. There we go. Alright, I'll try to play on the second level of zoom so that you all can see it a little bit better. Sorry for the awkward presentation here. I'm just trying to get this as set up as possible. Like that. Can't be good for my charger, but whatever. It's just hard to see what that is, even. Alright, well, at least it's partially on the screen. I'll charge it and get it better in a little bit, but if I zoom out, you see the park even better? So this is Big the Ride right here. And this here is Son-in-Law. And that's Bumblebee. This is FX. And this is Menace to Society. Is that coming through on there at all? I don't know. I hope I'm describing it accurately. Now I'm going to begin a commentary for Village of the Damned in the next couple minutes. Anyone out there in the live chat can look up some information about Village of the Damned and go ahead and post it. I just fucking picture, man. Man, I gotta learn how to do this stuff better. Okay. All right. Oh, that didn't work. Huh. Fuck, fool. Well, sorry about this, guys. It's not gonna work, dude. Every time you move, it moves. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. Every time you move, it moves. Do you not understand that? There you go. Talking to myself, I'm trying to get this all set up better. It's frustrating. I need like a tripod or something like that to do this best. I don't know how people do it where it looks like the game's on the screen or whatever. But I'm imagining that they have it come through their device or something like that. I gotta give these people out there that know this technology their credit. I don't know fucking duck shit about this stuff, dude. And the fact that I'm even gotten to this point, I mean, Jesus Christ. I'm not asking for a medal, I'm just asking for, like, so I can learn better. Like, how do I learn technology better? How did anyone who does this stuff know this stuff? I don't get it. I really don't get it. But I'm not going to go on about it. Obviously, this is going to hopefully be live streamed and all that. But it looks like I finally got the picture set up a little bit better on there. So as you can see, it's a pretty cool looking thing I got set up here. This is Big the Ride. And honestly, I'm losing time when I'm showing you all this stuff. There's a lot of improvement that needs to be going on in this park right now that is not getting attended to. Such as this little pieces of litter here and all that. Fuckers. And then you look at this, this is a trash can. That's not how a trash can should look. There's been vandalism going on here at my park. That's what's been going on. And I'm going to give myself a loan of $3,000 because my park's not profitable yet. So I'm about to reach a saturation point in terms of getting my park more successful. I'm going to end up putting a lot more concession stands in. As I add more concession stands, they need to all become profitable, or basically, you know, there's a limit to how many I can add at a certain point. So there's all these factors to consider, and it's like kind of annoying that I don't want to price gouge these people, but yet in order to justify having that iced tea there, I need to have an extra dime paid for it, you know? So it's that kind of thing. And this popcorn, I raised the dime price, and it's not. I mean, people complaining about it. Yeah, some people are saying they're not going to pay that much, and they mean that. If one person says that there's 1,600 people in the park, that means like 160 people are saying that, something like that. What one person says speaks for about 10% of the park. I think that's my opinion. So this is gonna be pretty fun. Um, we're gonna get to the Village of the Damned commentary, and Village of the Damned stars Superman, stars Kirstie Alley, stars Crocodile Dundee's wife. I think they're estranged in real life, but yes, they were married at one point. I believe they met during the making or around the time of Crocodile Dundee. And what I like is, she's the strength of the movie. Her character's a really strong character. Um, Mark Hamill's in it. So Luke Skywalker, you got Christopher Reeve and Luke Skywalker in the movie together. Michael Paré, who my friend Sean, who does a lot of conventions, booking people and all that, represents almost everyone in the convention business. He says that it was always that Michael Paré was not supposed to have a big part in it. It was to get you to think that he was going to be in it more, that kind of thing. So like stunt casting in a way, I guess. This woman Karen Khan, I believe she's from Vancouver. What do you call it? Yeah, British Columbia. She does fantastic in the film. Natty Gann, Meredith Challenger. I feel that she's a little bit overmatched in the film, but still, I like the film quite a lot. That's my feeling about Meredith Challenger and almost everything I've seen her in, other than Natty Gann as well. So, I guess not like just objectively always thought that Natty Gann's her peak. No harm in that. No harm in that. So I'll lower the volume, see if I can turn on any sound effects or any, what do you call those things? I hit the wrong button is what I call that. I want to see Village of the Damned. Okay, yeah. So I do have English hard of hearing. Okay, good. So we're going to go ahead and from... Okay, so this is going to be a little bit different than a lot of other commentaries. We're going to start it right from where it says Universal Pictures Presents on Village of the Damned, because as far as I know, every one of them says that, or the other ones may not. And you never know how many Universal annoying logos there's going to be before a movie. Hey, don't you hate that sometimes? I like Universal's logo, but when Universal just gets so indulgent and puts their logo like 2 or 3 times, sometimes we don't want to go, oh yeah, this logo, that logo. It's going to start right where it says Universal Pictures Presents in blue typeface. That should be a good part to start it. And we'll start it in a little bit. Just going to have that keyed up. So you just wait until I tell you we're going to start it up and be in good shape for the Village of the Damned commentary. Oh, yeah. It'll be a really good situation. Scratching my leg. I don't know what happened, but there's some kind of spider in my workplace. So, pretty sure that spider went up my leg and bit me. So if you see a spider, sometimes you got to figure out what you're going to do with it. Best to try to isolate from it, figure out how you're going to get away from it. Definitely, I'm not really a proponent of executing stuff like that, but get it out of your area or make your area somewhere different from where the spider is. I don't know. Not a huge fan of those things. Don't know much about them either. I mean, I'm not a fan of them. I'm just not a fan of them. When you know that you got bitten by one and some spider was right near you, that ain't good. It's never good. But anyway, how's everyone feeling out there? We're gonna get ready to have a good commentary and enjoy the evening of Village of the Damned. It could be a little bit more informal. If I get any emails that I feel are topical to address, I'll go ahead and do that as well. Go ahead and do that as well. Why don't I kick it off with one of these emails I got from, I guess since we've been getting a little bit of a following there in Australia, from me up and others. I'm starting to get some emails from Australia. I guess this is in Brisbane. I can't remember the name of the town exactly. I'm sorry if I can't identify your town specifically. I'm sorry. But I thought his question was fantastic, and it pertained to the Bradley Cooper for James Bond rumor, which I guess we can all just say is a rumor at this point. But it's not necessarily a rumor that they met to discuss that he's going to become the next James Bond. It's a rumor that the talks went as far as they did. That, that must be said. But yeah, I mean, the talks did go well. No one's saying that, no one's having to deny anything yet because it's not getting reported. So they're trying to give these people enough space that they can actually make their deals so that there's no conflict once they start reporting this stuff that he's going to back out, or they don't want to perturb and upset the apple cart of Daniel Craig if they don't have to, because honestly they probably worry about Daniel Craig. He seems a little high strung about it all the last couple of years. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I was a big proponent of him to get the James Bond role. I was a big proponent, or let's just say not even for him to get the role. I was a big proponent of him as an actor from a couple films I'd seen, Enduring Love, Munich, a couple other films. But to think that he's not been the Daniel Craig, he's not been the James Bond for longer than Pierce Brosnan, longer than Pierce Brosnan and Timothy Dalton combined. I mean, just do the math. Brosnan was done by like 2002. Yeah, definitely has been Bond for at least 15 years at this point by the time this next one comes out. That should be a little bit disconcerting to some Bond fans, regardless of if you like Bond or not. I mean, let's just be real. The way they were making the Bond movies back in the day, there was one every couple years, like literally every 2 years for a good amount of time. They've slowed their roll on these Bond movies, something fierce, where it's like they're thinking they're a bigger event than they are. It's almost like, is it worth the whole slog of making them the way that they're doing right now? I think there's an argument to be said for that, unless you get someone that's going to upgrade the franchise. And by that, I mean you need someone that's going to upgrade the franchise. I'm sorry. Daniel Craig, the only thing he's ever brought to the table box office-wise is with a girl with a dragon tattoo. You got a guy that's really tied to the franchise. The Broccoli's know it. They want to chop him up. They want to get him out of there. They want to feed him to the poor. But they can't do it yet. So that's why these meetings behind closed doors are so good. They want to get maybe a 3 or 4 film arc with Bradley Cooper over a 9-10 year period. Boom, Bradley Cooper's done. He's played James Bond. During that period, he still makes 2 or 3 prestige films, maybe one big, 4-quadrant film. And then basically Bradley Cooper has usurped almost every other leading man of his era or any other era. Because he'll have been a box office star. He'll have been James Bond. He'll have been this. He'll have been that. He'll have been everything you need to have to be a complete A-lister. He can direct himself in one of these films. I'm not saying that will happen, but I'm saying that's always a possibility now that he has directed. And he didn't say that he was done with the action genre after 18. He was just saying that he was done with being in that kind of a situation with a lot of pressure all on him, which there would be a lot of pressure all on him on a Bond movie, but it's a different kind of pressure. It's kind of pressure that Okay, best case scenario, he would have nailed 18. What would have happened? It would have been an 18-1, an 18-2. Would he ever have been the face of the franchise? No. Would it ever been all on him? No. But there would have always been pressure to keep it going. Whereas when you get a situation like how you have with homie G, Bradley Cooper going to be James Bond, you have the greatest staff around you, greatest production staff a movie franchise could want, the greatest studios in your own backyard. All it matters is if you can do a British accent. And obviously, Russell Crowe can do an American accent. He's got his whole career from it. So why can't Bradley Cooper just cherry pick 3 or 4 great James Bond movies so that people that are fans of the franchise can just get behind something that's okay, great. You like your Dark James Bond? Great. You like your Dalton James Bond? Great. You like your Brosnan James Bond? Boom. You got your Cooper James Bond. You got your Bradley Cooper James Bond. I mean, I don't understand why it's not happening yet, but we'll see. We shall see. So that's what that email was about. It was just basically about the situation. And he names 6 other actors that he thinks are more of a possibility or that he would like. And they're Richard Madden. There's 2 guys in this Australian. I'll have to get their names again. But yeah, I think you're in the same boat. I think you're sinking the same boat too. I misspoke, but I made it like that, I guess. You're if you don't pick a star to be James Bond this next time around, what are you doing? Seriously, what are you doing? In this day and age where a star sells so much in these big overseas markets, the MCU movies have done so well in China. You know, so many movies have done so well in China with a big star on it. I mean, The Great Wall, you name it. I mean, big franchise movies with big stars do big box office. I mean, some people can say that that's not true as much anymore, and you're right, it's probably not. But in a case of like a Bradley Cooper joining something like the James Bond for movie, I mean, it's not like any James Bond movie can ever do bad. Literally, some of these James Bond movies have almost done on the level of being bad. Skeptor was a bomb. It did bad. I mean, any James Bond movie in today's day and age should be $1 billion movie. That's why Skyfall, most people say it overplayed or did more money than they thought. Yeah, not really. It did about what a James Bond movie should do in this modern era. Probably slightly ahead. But yeah, I mean, say Bradley Cooper, you put him in that his own genesis of the James Bond movie, you got quite a good situation going there. So I got my roller coaster tycooning game thriving here. We're gonna go ahead and start the commentary for Village of the Damned, and there we go. Starting it right now in 5, 4, 3, 2. Are you guys all ready out there? And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, press play. It's Alphaville production. John Carpenter, of course, you know, town in Halloween 3 is Santa Mira, which he was involved in Halloween 3. Memoirs of an Invisible Man, they had Magnascopics Lab, Santa Mira, excuse me, and then the Pod People movies, Santa Mira, and I believe this town is Santa Mira. Linda Kozlowski as the Crocodile Dundee wife did quite well, and this is one of the only movies I've ever seen her not with her husband in it. It would have been interesting to see Paul Hogan in this movie. Definitely would have changed things, changed the expectations of the movie. People would have expected some more comedy in it and all that. So, probably a good idea we don't see Mr. Crocodile Dundee in it. Probably a good idea we don't see him in it. I like this kind of beginning where it's a floating camera. As it's going there, you got Khan's name in the credits. Some dark force coming down from the other planet. The kids, child actors, Thomas Dekker, Lindsey Hahn, I think they do a tremendous job in it. Um, really good acting. It's nice to see that John Carpenter's working with his son doing the music now. Did it for a Halloween movie. I wasn't a fan of the movie, but nice to see them doing music together. Hopefully they do more projects together. Uh, this dark force just came over this house. I find that to be a really powerful part of the movie. See, Big the Ride is just straight up struggling, in my opinion. I don't know if y'all can see that. It only got 50 people in the queue line for it right now. And it's such a long queue line that sometimes the trains aren't totally full. So I make it the trains are totally full. I don't know. This is not necessarily bittersweet, but Christopher Reeve, one of his last roles, if not his last role, just does a tremendous job in this. Just does a tremendous job in this movie. I love this movie. So she's affected. There's some dark evil that has come over the town just recently. So I think that they look like a nice, loving couple. That's what I think is that really buy them in this film. I really buy them from the beginning. That's why the dark evil that impregnates the town or whatever. It's a pretty um, fierce stuff going on in this film. That's all I gotta say. Pretty fierce situations. I'm gonna put pretzels down in this theme park now. Man, we're on hard times in this theme park though, man. Hemorrhaging money. Just really in need of something to get the park back on its feet. I don't really know how to say it other than that. We need better marketing, I guess. So it's March 14th. We're gonna start a big spring break push, I guess. We better just put our free half price coupons out there. Free sub sandwich. Dark Evil's coming over Madison Michael Pera here. So the first time I ever saw this movie, I didn't even notice that little effect on the screen, but it's really well done. So Orc, you watching out there? You like this movie? You a big fan? Looks like I gotta lower my admission price to my theme park here. Go back down to $28. See if we can bring these rubes in. See this part of the park, and it's a little bit of a situation here. Getting vandalism, getting graffiti. You gotta make sure that it's kept a little bit better than it's being right now. It's getting a little unkempt. So this is a pretty dramatic part. Beautiful scenery, but Michael Pare and Linda Kozlowski, she's kind of wearing the pants in the relationship. She's the principal of the school. That's how my interpretation of it all. And all of a sudden, tragedy befalls them. Pretty sad situation. So if you see here, I'm going to stretch this part of the park out here, here, and here. And I'm going to build a ride right here. That's going to stretch out all through here. And the reason I'm going to build it there is because this part of the park, look how many people there are over here. They're going to be drawn over there. And then we're going to have where they enter, they go to Bumblebee, they go to Son-in-Law, they can go jet ski, they can go on a launch ride, they can go on a kind of creative ride called FX. Just still need to add more stuff to the track. A couple of these little things here. And Yeah, that's good. I mean, you don't want it to be like decoration every inch or nothing like that. But yeah, in the last couple parks I haven't decorated as much, so Action is a pretty themed uh, area, park, or whatever you call it. It's a pretty cool park. Honestly, I think I might bridge it out through here, here, and here. Triangulate to right there. Right, I'm not making enough revenue. That's the negative. But I don't know. I should go through and see how many rides I think are profit or how many shops are profitable. Oh man, I got some that are super unprofitable. I'm moving the beef noodle stall. Oh yeah, so I'm charging schools 20 cents to use the restroom lately. Let's see how that's working. Is it making me more profitable? Yeah, it is. It's going from where I was losing money on every restroom to now I'm at least breaking even. That will justify me being able to put new restrooms in. It was 20 cents a hit for every time that someone's got to take a piss. So they were paying 10 cents every time they had to use the pisser, but then I was like, shit, man, this park's totally in debt. And it's from stuff like that. And our loan interest is why we're really in debt at this point. So I need to build one more ride and then basically let it grow or sink or swim type thing. So I'm gonna build the ride like right here, where it's gonna launch kind of that way. All right, let's see what kind of ride we can build. So I love this. You're getting the flavor of the town. This town never seen any problems like it's about to experience. It's a beautiful, beautiful movie. Like I say, I hope some of you all have seen it out there. I get the impression that some people have not seen Village of the Damned when I'm out there on some message boards or out there in the community. I just definitely feel that this movie is underrated. I feel like it's really underrated. All right, this should be a good situation. I'm now building this ride. That's why it gets a little quiet. So they all become pregnant. They all get knocked out here. Dogs, people, just all on their face, basically. So that's scary. I mean, no one knows why that's happening exactly. So you put a little dramatic tension in this ride, where you think that everything's going to be like you're starting the acceleration process, but then you're just going to come to a complete stop, and then it's just going to drop straight vertically down, and then twist and twist. And then come to a curved drop. So when I first saw this, I thought everyone was dead. What did you guys think when you first saw this scene here on Roller Coaster or on Village of the Damned Live with Roller Coaster Tycoon commentary? What did you first think when you saw this scene in the movie? The one where everyone's all passed out and whatever. Did you think they were all dead? Did you think something silly was something? crazy was out that foot, I'm sure. And here's Kirstie Alley, absolutely beautiful in this era. As she's always been. She's a beautiful woman. I know she may not be everyone's cup of tea, but I was like, she's been outspoken. And I know she's got some controversial beliefs and all that, but I've talked to her on the phone before. You know, she seems like a really nice lady. Never talked to her like in person or anything, but can't imagine that it would be that bad of a conversation. I mean, I don't think her character in Look Who's Talking is that far away from probably how she is. That's why it came off as such a, good and unique performance, I thought, in terms of women and 80s women characters, 90s, whatever you want to call that movie. I guess it's 1989. So, yeah, I mean, I think you're rooting for her. She's a woman with taste, discriminating taste. She does a good job in that film of using what's intrinsically her to her advantage. And I'm sure she was having children right around that time, or maybe a couple years after. So it definitely didn't seem like a stretch, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Definitely didn't seem like a stretch. A movie like this role doesn't really seem like a stretch. You could buy her kind of in this role. So I think when she got a really good role, she knocks it out of the park. I think she does good in every movie that she's been in. To be honest, I really like her in the movie Madhouse with John Larroquette. I think that was a pretty funny movie with her, underrated one with her. And then all the animals start getting up here. I like this part. I used to think that, oh yeah, that's good. So everyone starts to you know, wake up from this coma that they were in all of a sudden and all that. So, you know, people could theorize what really this thing does to people and all that. I think it's kind of interesting. Like, what is going on in this movie exactly? What are they getting impregnated with? Because that's what's about to happen now. Is it's all the impregnation. So I don't know. This movie's very interesting to me. Does anyone? I mean, I remember the original one, but does it go into more in that one about what this all is or what? It's not, those aspects of the movie I don't remember. Does it go more into that stuff in the original or what? Anyone out there in the chat? Let me know. Does it go out, more into detail in the original or what? Because if it don't, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of interesting to just theorize or opine, wax poetics, think about what exactly is going on in this film. Because I don't know for sure, and I like it kind of open ended personally. And the British one, they're like, oh yes, this is what's going on specifically. I don't know if that's how it's going or not. I don't mean to make it sound weird or nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the space looking. I'm gonna make the ride all blue too. This is gonna be a pretty cool ride, everyone. I hope you can see what I've built. But quietly I built to the damn ride. I'm gonna test it out and see how this works. I really like this part of the ride. I really like this part of the movie. He's comforting his wife. Very often in movies, you don't even see stuff like that. You don't even you see and I like how you see it from afar too. You don't even see a close-up version on him comforting his wife. I don't know. I like the values in this movie. See, something about Meredith Salinger, bro. I don't know. Y'all just seen that scene, right? Where they close up on her face. She's not right for a horror movie, but yet she's in Lake Placid in this. she don't necessarily kill the movies, but she do a pretty good job of trying. All the respect for her work in the journey of Natty Gann. All the respect for her and her work in the journey of Natty Gann, but I just don't think that she's right for this genre stuff. Never will. Uh, Flat out the worst part of the movie. Flat out the worst part of the movie. But that being said, she's like what, eighth most billing, sixth, seventh most billing. So, and there's people in every movie that I think, nearly every movie could be better. I mean, I'm not going to cherry pick and go through each movie of all time. No, but we can all think of examples of where one of the characters could have been cast better. And maybe it was good casting. She just didn't perform it. I know that she was really busy becoming part of the progressive agenda, going to college in the era after Natty Gann. So maybe acting wasn't something that when she came back to it, she put the same amount of effort or natural energy or inclination into it. But yet, I think it's pretty obvious to the eye that she's just not really up for this. Yeah. I'm not really up for this. You know why? I have to keep getting a loan to just put out free vouchers to. Okay, so I sold 6,600. I'm hemorrhaging money right now. The moral of the story is we're not making enough money at this park to keep it going. Moral of the story. The broadband moral of the story or whatever. Okay, we're going to put out some half price tickets. We're going through Memorial Day here. And we're trying to just pump these people full of lead, basically. Get them out to the park and get them jazzed up. I don't know, man. So I'm going to show you how it looks to ride the ride. Clicking on a train as it ascends up on this. And I'll name the ride Village of the Damned. Technically, I should make some adjustments before I do the test version of the ride. Because I know for a fact it's just not going to work as it is right now. It's going to be out of control, like a wild roller coaster, too much. So I'm going to have to take away some of the speed from the ride. Like right here, instead of being where it's going 72 or something, it's going to hit a max of 58. Or it's going to hit a max of 72, and then it's going to be grounded to 58. And then I think right here I'll go and do like 49, 54, make sure it can get up that hill. And then after the first loop, put another 54 shot on it. Just want to make sure the ride don't go out of control. These scenes are really cool. I mean, it's just showing that everyone's pregnant and it's just kind of a tripped out situation. But it's more like not that they're pregnant, but like some bug has overcome them, I guess. Makes them have the kids even quicker, I guess. Yeah, it's been a couple days since I've seen the movie, but I think they have the kids even quicker as a result or something like that. So yeah. It's kind of a trip, huh? Oh man, so what happened here is, okay, I go up this curve, I put in this at 49 miles per hour, and then I have a badass curve over here. And I think I should take some speed out of that too. Make it to 54. And then take it down to 49 here. And then take it down to 49 again. So we're starting to see how things are going in this town. And I love just the reveal of various, stuff going on in this movie. And it's a real slow burn. You got to learn what exactly these kids' issues are and all that. But once you see the havoc that can be wreaked on these people, I think you'll think it's a good movie, as I have. It's always just haunting to think this town gets taken apart by these children, these alien children, these brutal alien children who we don't even see a whisper of for the first 40 minutes. Brave movie. Very brave to not show what you're marketing until it's basically the movie's ending, you know? Very brave movie. I want this ride to get slowly brought into control here. We'll see how this works, man. Definitely put a lot of money and effort into this. And the good thing about this is the park rating has gone up. And I haven't won any recent awards. Oh, Steven Seagal is in line for Go again. Steven Seagal's got very narrow interest, but he has gone on Big, and Big is now his favorite ride. Marvin Hagler is on Bumblebee. His favorite ride is FX. So I gotta get these people spending more money at the park. This guy hasn't even used his free coupon yet. That's ridiculous. You should be motivated to use your free coupon as soon as you get here, and then spend more money out of your pocket. That's the goal. Okay. So yeah, I do like that. It comes to an abrupt stop mid drop after a curve mid drop. That's pretty sick. Okay, I like the way that it looks in like a marble rolling through a course. Looks like a Marble Madness situation. I'm liking it. I'm liking everything I'm seeing from this ride so far. It slows down a little bit, so hopefully people like it at this point. And then, oh, it loses all momentum. It loses all momentum and it crashes. Wow, man. Oh, well, now I gotta go back and all the things I did as far as changing the speed of the ride, I got to correct and make it. I gotta make this 63 miles an hour. I gotta I gotta make it so that the ride's not as marginal. I fucked it up. So this town meeting goes about as horribly as it can go. Got one guy wanting to know if he can get paid if he gets all his daughters knocked up or something. Makes you wonder what his sinister ideas are all about. So yeah, this movie's fucking really good slow burn. I think this Kirstie Alley part's kind of horrifying because you know that she knows more than she's letting on. I don't know if this ride's gonna work, ladies and gentlemen. I think you may not have built it just perfectly enough. You really do need to perfect each ride. So I'm thinking, in slight retrospect, the children might be pretty good at this game. As long as you don't get tired while you're playing it, or you know what I'm saying, like get discouraged. Depends on the child and the individual circumstances, I suppose. So anyway, yeah, that dude's the creepiest dude ever. He's like, what if then both are banged up? What a gross question. So then she's like, yeah, I ain't trying to hand y'all fools out some money or nothing like that. I'm a huge fan of this juice by now. It's grown on me. Okay, well, I think that this ride might be a little bit better this time around. We'll see. You guys see this okay on the screen? I hope. Let me like message in the comments. Tell me if you can watch this pretty good or not. I like this scene. You got one lady that's knocked up by this strange thing talking to another lady that's knocked up by this strange thing. That would be a bad uh, name for the movie. Knocked up by a strange thing. The Roberts girl's a virgin. Okay, so the Natty Gann girl's a virgin. Oh no. See, I got too cute with this ride. Too cute by half, as the story goes, or as the expression goes. I'm glad that no one was on it. But yeah, I can't have it drop to 63 miles an hour. It's got to be at 67. And then this one's got to be at. What's that one got to be at? Yeah, this one can't be at 54. I need more money out. Horrifying Dream by the beautiful Karen Khan. Um, yeah, I mean, like, this ride's got to be improved. And it's got to be the, yeah, everything's got to be raised. The bar's got to be raised on it. We need to make this ride go on a faster clip. Not what I think is best for it rating wise, but at this point um, it needs to become a circuit. The ride needs to go as a circuit. Right now, it can't even complete its circuit. So, how are we supposed to know what we have unless it's been thoroughly be tested as a ride? I mean, these ones right here at the back end, it doesn't really matter. 49, 40, yeah, it's fine. Every one of the brakes has got to be at a certain level. So they all are pregnant at the same time in this town. Continuing to the commentary here, and they're all going to this crazy ass Lamaze class. And yeah, I think I do need to get a better transfer of this movie. I love it so much. Oh, here's that creepy dude that has the daughter that's knocked up and the sister or the mother or whatever. That's creepy as fuck. Oh, he's creepy as fuck. All right. So now we're getting to where they're going to be all birthed by whatever hatched within them. I'll advertise and spend more money on this park in a minute. I want to know how profitable this next part of the park's going to be. It only seems logical. The ride as constructed cannot exist. We have to rebuild Village of the Damned, you and I. As we watch this great pregnancy scene. One of my favorite pregnancy scenes. What are your favorite pregnancy scenes in movies? My dog just walked away. She don't want that conversation. Hey, go lie down. If you're not gonna be on the couch, you gotta lie down. House rules. Good dog. Yeah, all these women's pregnants having their pregnancies right now, all that is it's pretty intense, you know. Oh, hatching basically. No one has the ball to call it out and be like, yeah, that's what's going on. They're being hatched. I'm gonna give back part of the loan. because that was a pretty big ego trip. That I spent a big amount of cash on it and got nothing as a result. Half price entry to the park. Well, I gotta say, this is a blast. You know, you got Mark Hamill over, Luke Skywalker overseeing the pregnancies of the women in Village of the Damned. You got a creepy looking dude whose wife's having a kid too. You got Roller Coaster Tycoon being played. I'm having a fucking living a dream right now, baby. Advertising campaign for Menace to Society. Why not? I'm sure it's gonna be profitable if it's not profitable already by now. I mean, profitable. You got to think about it in terms of that region of the park's got a lot of people bouncing around it. Hopefully, the region. Hopefully, we're not losing money on any one of these things. Yeah, I'm losing money on beef noodle stall and candy apple stall. People are not wanting to buy the candy apples at all. Let's just close the shop. They've not sold well, and let's just close the beef noodle stall. Let's not be stubborn about it. Funnel cake shop. It's only sold 295 in 6 years. Why is that? Do they not want the product? I guess there would be an argument to be made that it looks like they don't want the product. What about the pizza stall here? Last year, I think I'm charging too much for it. 220. It seems higher than everything else in the park. Put it down to 210 and we'll see if it can exist. Funnel cake shop. It's gonna be slashed the price on that. You can get that for $1.70 now. And chicken nuggets, God knows why they're not selling, but let's slash the price on them bitches too at $1.90. And then them hats. In particular, hats not selling. They're down at 240. I don't know, man. Not too sure on this count. So I really like this part. Mark Hamill starts getting kind of accusatory towards Kirstie Alley. Subtextually, and I guess Scientologists are kind of weird with children and babies, of course. So I kind of like her dark science role in this and how what it evokes within her about her. Whatever the expression would be. Because she's part of the Scientology movement or whatever you'd like to call it, and I just find that part of the story quite interesting. That here she is playing this darkly scientific person who knows more than she's letting on. I don't know. It just kind of rings of, some of the stuff you see in the headlines regarding Scientological events or whatever you want to call those things. Whatever's PC for them. Hey man, you can. Yeah, there's a lot of weird science. There's a lot of Scientologists. There's a lot of whatever. She's pretty down for her shit. Like if you look at some of her quotes and you look at how she bites back at Jason Beggy, however you say his name. She's a big fucking star. She starred with John Travolta. You look at that movie. Look Who's Talking. I mean, what is it? It's just like an orgy of Scientologists. Maybe Amy Heckerling's one too. I mean, why not? I mean, the two main stars. I won't be surprised if George Siegel's a Scientologist. I won't be surprised if all the babies were Scientologists. I mean, shit. That's basically like the perfect Scientologist movie. It's just children, babies. I don't know. I don't know. It's totally perfect. Exactly what you would expect. I don't know. They're both in it. Both having a good old time. Both having great chemistry. Both could be in two more movies with each other. Where definitely there's more Scientology going on in the next two because they're much bigger stars. Anyway, this part's just pretty awesome. It's just nightmare scenario. The kids are smarter than you would expect them to be. They grow and mature at crazy rates. They're not really children. Are you gonna love them or not? Becomes just this mystery of life. Like, what the fuck happened here? So I'm down for any movie that's gonna explore that stuff without getting all preachy about it and stuff. And this definitely is just trying to make an entertaining movie about it. Oh, my favorite scene of all time. Or get into it. Yeah, she's gonna make her mommy boil her hand alive. Yeah, this part's great. This is a great part of Village of the Damned. If you haven't seen it, just kind of revel in it. You see that little glare that broad just put on her mother with them green eyes? She flashes them green eyes. And then we're going to go see her friend Mara. You got Crocodile Dundee uh, going to take her daughter to go visit the other alien child for a little alien play date. And she's now being compelled by her daughter to burn her arm alive. This is a horrifying scene. I don't know how or why it's not in the top horror scenes of all time. But look at this. This is straight up scary as shit. She's about to boil her hand because her kid's looking at her funny and is telling her to boil her hand. That's some pretty deep shit. Monkey see, monkey do. Oh, boil that hand. Boil that arm, boil your hand. Oh my gosh. Boil your hand, boil your arm. And keep your arm in there. That's got to be the worst thing of all time. You walk in and your friend is boiling her hand alive. And it's scalded. Absolutely scalded. And she's continuing to want to boil her hand. Man, I'm sorry if I get a little speechless about that part, but that's the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't really like having that moment even caught on film, but I'm freaked out by that. That's scary. When Karen Khan is interacting with the young child actress, forgive me for not knowing the 2 or 3 year old's name, but and that 2 or 3 year old is staring at her mother until the mother boils her hand and arm beyond the pale. It's beyond the pale. It's and this part's even more frightening. Christopher Reeve had this beautiful relationship with his wife. They'd wake up and bone before dawn. They loved each other. He's more, I guess you would say, conventionally good looking. She's more, this wild British Columbian looking woman. The type. And, this is a dynamic that we're not really prepared for, is to see his wife not only try to off her arm with scalding water, but now just going to walk off the cliff. I mean, go up to the Northern California or anywhere, I guess in Southern California, these cliffs too. Go up and do that, and your daughter's got this energy that's going to make you walk off the cliff. And when the daughter nods her fucking head in bed, you fall off the cliff. I'm telling you, it's really sneaky, creepy as fuck. Like, it's creepy as fuck. Like, he just looks out the window and sees that his wife is gone. Like, imagine that. He's probably been thinking, oh, maybe she's going to try to harm herself. Maybe she's going to try to harm herself. He lets her go out for, like, what? Not but like 20 seconds. And the young kid flashes her, like, dead stare in bed, mind control shit, and gets the bitch to walk off the thing. That's hardcore shit. That's hardcore shit. That's something that doesn't happen in a lot of movies. There's a bunch of these accidents, suicides. So these children are getting their parents to act in, horrible ways. get rid of themselves, basically. It's a pretty nightmare scenario, you know? You know? Indeed it is. So, um, this part of the movie, what is this part? I'm not sure I remember this part as much. Just a flash around, scene by scene, little insert little shots of the town. I like this part. It's kind of haunting. So I guess that just shows how I guess things have changed. Yeah, the town looked kind of abandoned there. I guess that's what they're going for. That sequence could have used a little bit more, I don't know, flair to it. I don't know. I didn't really get that point of that sequence, I guess. Wouldn't mind seeing that part again. Pretty sick shit, though. Children walk around as an army. Uh, it's the end of mankind, basically. It's those two children of the corn, but they got blonde hair and they're all aliens. And then you're talking about he who walked behind the rows is wrecked and shot, taking names. So now he's like being able to read her thoughts. I find that to be a really fascinating deal. And he's saying, why do you not say all the thoughts you're thinking? Interesting concept for the young lad, alien, or lad, whatever he is. I love this part too. I mean, sure, it's just not as motivated though because it's not the mother or anything like that. I love when the mother's attacked. I think that's awesome, that part. But this remember you used to go to school where those optometrists at school were kind of annoying. The ones that would check your eyes, I guess, like the state was paying them to or something. So you don't want to put something in that bitch's eye because that bitch got some powers over your shit. So just watch your fucking ass, you know? Yeah, you're in trouble now, lady. You just fucked with the wrong little girl. There are all sorts of girls that you can, maybe make an issue with. Are you talking about making an issue with one of these alien children? I don't think so. Alright, so as we just did this, it's gonna be build to the damn the ride, hopefully. I don't like how the plane entrances look. I don't dislike them, and it almost fits for Build to the Dam. It kind of looks like it would fit with the California kind of look, but I think I'm gonna go with a jungle-looking backdrop just because it's a little more mysterious. I'm gonna try to have the car be that whitish, silverish type look, but I think like that, I guess, because you want to kind of look like their hair. Their hair is all trippy. It's like all dyed white, you know? It's a little hardcore. So I'm gonna make this kind of like a, because they're all toe hood headed, like I guess you'd say that's blonde. I'm gonna make it a little bluer than blonde, I guess you would say. So blue. I didn't put any brakes into this ride. I just wanted to let it become a circuit first before I started fucking with it, because I started fucking with the other one before it was a circuit. So doing things a little bit different here this time. About to have some almonds. I like when they're marching. So now they're marching in a more sinister manner. And I think this is going to be the custodian death scene. This is probably one of the strengths of the movie. Very quietly, this score is one of my favorites. Pretty sick. Strong emotion tied it, but also tells you something scientific or something alien or not among us is going on. A lot going on in this film. So the results are in. It's going to be a good ride. I just need to put a couple well-timed brake areas in. Areas for brakes. So this kid's gonna fuck with this chick who I don't think acts too well in this film, as I already said. I'm not gonna belabor it. She's now drinking like a fucking villain in the middle of the day. I'll put quote unquote Oriental style because that's what this music sounds like almost to me. Even though it's not really. It's the closest sound alike to this. I'm gonna try to sell the photos for at 390, which is kind of high for this part, but see, it's low, ultra extreme, very high. So I need to figure out where on this I can put the brakes. I think the brakes should be put right here. And once it reaches what, like 72 miles an hour, it should be removed. Okay, so if I can time these right here, I think this would be. I break this down to 58, and then it's gonna hit right here. I would put it at 63. And those are the maxes that it should be able to attain. And then here, still 63. May need some chain here actually. Maybe right here. So Mark Hamill gets a good monologue opportunity here where he knows children are the enemy, but it's all in vain basically because no one wants to. Even if they are your children, you don't want to turn on them. They're not the devil. They're still part of you. They were birthed through you. It's kind of a weird situation, but yeah, they're very dark and malevolent. I don't know who this character is, this other one, but never really important. Oh, that's Christopher Reeve. Yeah. He's just trying to console this kid. I don't know. It's a pretty weird scene, man. Pretty amazing movie. Really good acting here with this kid. Thomas Dekker, I think he's gone on to be. Oh gosh, he was on some show on Fox. I don't know which. Maybe the Terminator Chronicles. I want to say the Sarah, whatever that was called. Terminator Chronicles with Sarah Connor, whatever. That seems to be about right, something like that. So to that regard, I think he's performed in other stuff too. I don't know his particular current credits and all that, but it's not that he's like an unheard of at this point. And I think he's done the special features interviews and the like. So looking forward to hearing those. So I would know even more about the movie, obviously, if had I seen all that stuff. Um, the Fog Scream Factory, I learned so much about the making of that. So I'm sure this one's no different. I'm sure that this one will be no different. I'm gonna change my angle a little bit here, making my neck sore, but a little bit of pain never hurt no one. A little bit of pain never hurt no one. Huge fan of this movie, Village of the Damned. Yeah, any scene with the children marching, you got a drinking janitor here. What do you think's about to happen to this fool? I love this scene. I love its predictability. I love how worst case scenario it is. Because it just shows the end is near. You're not gonna. I mean, who wants to fuck with the janitor? These kids do. And once you want to start fucking with the janitor, all bets are off. Tom Cruise has joined the line for son-in-law. You don't have sunglasses. Tom Cruise ain't even been in the park very long. Okay, I gotta focus on my ride. If my ride's gonna work or not. So far, it's working. It's attacking. People are having to buy umbrellas because it's raining. See, it's the thing. Bad weather fucks me in these parks. I need to have because you can only buy so many umbrellas basically. Once you buy one for $5.50, you're kind of just gonna use that umbrella for a while too. You're not gonna go buy something else. Kind of used to think they were a great profit margin thing, but as I'm talking about it, they're really not. That's why you should even cost them even as higher as possible. In fact, all umbrellas are now going to cost higher. Cost $5.80 as opposed to $5.50. How I usually do. Yeah. And if they're complaining about using the restroom at that cost, then they should be thankful that it's not getting raised up yet, because we're definitely looking at raising it up. Just a matter of if it's going to be 20 cents, 30 cents, or 40 cents soon. I don't see any reason why not to. They're captive. They have to piss or shit. Oh wow, man. I have some unprofitable stalls that need to become profitable like rather quickly. And my most profitable stalls are profitable, but not as profitable as they could be. It's only souvenir stall that's really profitable as hell. Um, the ride needs to be improved on, is what I would say. Tom Cruise is on which ride? He's queuing for son-in-law. So in terms of my park, you walk into my park. Let's just go through what someone's daily experience would be here at the park. Menace to Society's got 204 people in queue line. We're starting our for Halloween promotion season. So happy you guys can be joining me. We're going to be giving away free lemonade with tokens or free coupons, half price entry. We're going to advertise the park. We need the money for a loan for that though. It's bullshit. So instead of advertising, man, we need a we need $2,500 more in cash right now. Ridiculous, but we do. An advertising campaign for Menace to Society would be fine with me. And then basically advertising campaign for the park, such as like that. 4 weeks. You're making enough for Halloween for it. $17.50. I'm $50 short of what I need right now. Totally ridiculous. $12.88. I don't even know. Oh, at least the hypercoaster can open. Don't know how big of a hit it's going to be, but at least I can build in a whole new part of the park like I've been wanting to do. It can open. What it performs at is anyone's guess, but it's capable of opening. It's high excitement, 7.5. Intensity is very high, and its nausea factor is very high. Sometimes the nausea factor being that high is a very positive factor. Um, so I'm really excited for the opportunities that this ride presents itself. I want it to be sort of like a carnival atmosphere, like Village of the, like the scenes at the beginning of Village of the Damned. Get up on the couch. Up on the couch. Get on the couch. Get on the couch. Curl up, baba, baba. Curl up, boo boo, baba. Curl up. Get up on the couch all the way and boo boo, baba. Hey, boo boo, baba. God, she just screwed up my camera. Okay. Welcome up on the couch, boo boo. Lie down. So, this part of the movie is cool. It's just basically, I mean, just everyone probably got the vibe in the first scene that Kirstie Alley knew more than she was letting on. So now she's saying about the Turks and the Iranian border, how these motherfuckers getting all childed up with bad kids or whatever, and alien species, subspecies, coming to the planet and fucking shit up. So she obviously knew more than she was letting on, and I like this part of the movie a lot. I hope you like it too. Just trying to build this new part of the land, new land in the park, and my dog's staring right at me, and I'm just trying to chill out and play this game because it's kind of late at night, and I figured that I would play the game a little bit and demonstrate just how badass it is to, you know, watch Village of the Damned, commentate on it. I like this part quite a lot. Some strategy as they're trying to figure out how to best contain and yet kind of study these freaking freaky ass children. So I think that's pretty interesting stuff. I personally think that's pretty interesting stuff. My dog has very soft fur. I don't know about how that relates to anything else, but
That's just absolute truth. Very soft fur. She's a very good dog. Very much enjoy watching a movie with her, making a commentary, all while playing the roller coaster tycoon game. Nothing could get much better. I don't know how things could clearly get much better. They're just as good as they could possibly be. Ain't ain't no thing gonna be an issue at all with that now. Yeah. I really like this part. It starts basically strategizing against these foreign children. Because imagine these children, they're from somewhere else, but you can't prove it. You can't figure out a way to even get up on them and cut on them, because they're not dying. They're dominating the culture. They make a custodian fucking die. How do you make a custodian die? Custodians should be able to outsmart a kid. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? They're grown adults. So there's that. Yeah, I love this movie. I'd only seen it recently, last couple years, so it didn't have to grow on me. I liked it already. I could see how over time people didn't like it or whatever. I don't know why, but just kind of a hokey movie in some ways, I guess. But screw, screw all that. It's a really good movie, really good movie. I very much enjoy this movie. What do you think about this movie, Big Dog? You don't got no opinion about it. You just like the camaraderie. You just like watching the movie with the owner and kind of chiming in now and then. Is that something that you enjoy? That you're prone to be a participant in? That's good. Well, that's real good. That's real swell. Is that real swell? Yeah, it's super swell. It's just so swell. It's so swell. I can tell. And I love you. And now this is getting climatic, getting up to the red schoolhouse type situation here. Oh yeah. And I'm gonna open Village of the Damned the ride because I made a successful version of it here. I'm trying to type in the dark, so it's a little difficult. But I'm not that bad of a typist. I'm a pretty good typist actually. So I got that shit done. I got 10 people in the queue line already for Village of the Damned. And we'll see how this part of the park performs. We're gonna call it Santa Mira. I forgot to put a sign for it. So Santa Mira. That's Shift ANTA Mira. Santa Mira. Delete the M, add the N, and it's set. Wow, I just built the Santa Mira portion of the theme park, and I'm really proud of it. It connects to where Menace to Society is. So I have a pretty cool little park here. Let's see what the average consumer's experience is at this park upon walking in. And my park rating's 816, where it wasn't as high several weeks back. All right, this Shamil Roxanne is going to enter the park. Let's say Akira. Okay. Let's call this person uh yeah, Anne Heche. Anne Heche is gonna enter the park. Anne Heche. From Psycho remake and all sorts of movies in the 90s and even now period. All right. All right. So Anne Heche. So she walks in the park and you know what she does? She goes right on son-in-law. So most people walk in the park and they see son-in-law and it appeals to them and they go on son-in-law. Because why not? Because son-in-law is it's a long line. Let's see if I can show you son-in-law. I'm sure you can see how appealing son-in-law the ride is too. And what did Roxanne do? Roxanne's just walking around still. So we can mark Roxanne down too. I don't know what to call her. Let's call her Roseanne Arquette. Rosanna Arquette. Arquette. I love the end of this movie. Just enjoyed it. It kind of speaks for itself. It's been kind of a casual commentary, so I hope you all enjoyed it. I sure the fuck have. I can't zoom in, but just look how fun that son-in-law is. He's scooting around on that kind of little boat that spins around. It's kind of like a teacup. So I could see why Anne Heche found it appealing. She walks up to it. She enters the park kind of from this angle, you see. And when she walks in, she's like, hey, this ride looks kind of cool. I'm going to go on son-in-law the ride. And then, so now she's in line for son-in-law. And I don't put TVs in the underground wait lines because they can get vandalized, and then it's hard to tell when they've been vandalized, and your park rating will, it's like cancer. You gotta just replace them all the time. Anyway, so that's son-in-law the ride. And Rosanna Arquette is still bopping around. Anna Heche having a good time. We need to get a custodian to clean up some of this trash. So pardon me, I'm gonna set this down so it's hard to glare. So I really thank you for joining me out there, playing my one of my favorite video games and also talking about one of my favorite movies, Village of the Damned. And now I have this new part of the theme park open. And so son-in-law obviously is clearly a hit ride. But now we have this whole thing. You can go lie down somewhere else, dude. But yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, this is a whole new part of the park that needs to be outfitted with new stuff. So I've enjoyed doing this commentary. And as this movie is going to start to wind down, what are some other movies and commentaries you'd like to see out here? I find this climactic showdown between this daughter and the Christopher Reeve character to be really pivotal, really strong part of the movie. Hey man. She's basically getting bossy with him. I think these child actors do a good job here. Mark Hamill just is not able to kill the evil child there, whereas you know, I don't know, no real Star Wars point to it, but kind of interesting. I mean, I'm sure there's some point to be made there, but I don't really care to get into Star Wars logic. Modern Star Wars logic, that is, because not really have much to it. So anyway, I hope this part of the park can be a little successful. Because as of right now, it's not really drawing a lot of foot traffic. Seems like people don't know that this park is real or new. And it's called Santa Mira, so I should theme it a little bit more, maybe. Yeah, make some Victorian mansions right here. It's effective. Yeah, some skulls. I don't know why I keep running out of cash in this game. I really think I'm losing cash that I shouldn't be losing, but whatever. It's just a game. Dramatic confrontation here at the end. Pretty dramatic stuff here. I mean, yeah, this is a really good movie. I hope y'all have seen it before. I don't think, describe every little detail. I think every one of these little child actors does a good job. Each one of them. So like their alien god there or something? Crazy. I actually forgot that whole part. Scary, huh? Who wants to see an alien god in their, never mind, that's a sin doing what it is did. Bumblebee is not as popular as it was. And Menace to Society is it's too long of a ride for it to become popular. So in terms of what my guest favorite are, it's Big, wow, which is interesting. It wasn't that. It was Bumblebee, but now it's Big, and then FX, then Bumblebee, then Village of the Damned, then Go, then Menace. Because I mean, Menace Society lost a lot of ground. Here's Village of the Damned again. Uh, I don't remember Kirstie Alley's death before. That's weird. Does she die here? I forget. Yeah, I think so. This part of the park successful. Oh, Marvin Hagler has left the park. Fuck that. That's a little bullshit, though. So does anyone else out there watch the Mike Tyson show? I like that show a lot. I think it's called Hype Boxing. Hot Boxing. Hot Boxing. I think it's a good show. Highly recommend it. Crack open my almonds. Dank ass freaking almonds. Might go out to sushi in the next week or two, but these almonds kind of take the place. Wasabi soy sauce. Pretty good taste. I think Linda Kozlowski, the Crocodile Dundee wife, she do a good job here. Tom Cruise loves that ride Bumblebee. He's seemingly he's been on 10 rides and he's been on Bumblebee like 3 times in a row. And has already bought an on-ride photo for it. Huh. One way I could get continual revenue is if you have to buy so much stuff that they lose their on-ride photos. What would be great is if they just disappear after 5 or 6 times they go on a ride. You know, you have to keep buying on-ride photos. So I basically have to keep thinking of new ways to get people to come into this park. Let's see if I can just post this up the best way possible so everyone can see what I'm talking about. I've got to think of new ways to get people to come up to this park. Yeah, the flash does nothing. Okay, how about I put it like this? How about I put it like this? Because I want you all to be able to participate and see what I'm talking about. For fuck's sake. Right, I think you can kind of see right there, huh? Well, so I just built this Village of the Damned part. And you see Tom Cruise on Bumblebee. Jack Nicholson is on Go. His favorite ride's Menace to Society, Keeping It Real. He hasn't bought a single on-ride photo yet. See, that ain't good. He hasn't bought an umbrella either. It has rained since he's been here. So, Steven Seagal left the park. I had a feeling he might when I named him. When I named him that. You gotta be careful who you name what. That him leaving the park, I mean, takes you a couple seconds to name him and everything. You don't want him to leave the park ever. Always want to have him keep getting money and keep staying here. So to that end, I'm gonna put a cash machine like right where they are. Man, I am hemorrhaging cash at this park. Tom Cruise is now gonna go on Bumblebee again. Maybe he should join the Bumblebee franchise. I need people to come pick up all this litter.
I don't care if you're assigned somewhere else even. I generally, when I'm theming a park, like to have it look walled in, like as in a bunch of walls denoting a specific themed area. So I'm going to do that. What color wall do I want? It's a good question. I wouldn't mind some of that seaside blue looking wall. Something like that with like a silver window would be good. Only a spotty wall, only like a little bit of wall. Like that. Yeah. So it's decorative. I'm not talking about a wall. Because, yeah, that kind of looks cool. And you get the idea. Okay. Yeah, this area is identifiable as being Santa Mira at this point. I like that. I will put TVs there now so that they can watch TV at the end of the line now. There's that part of the line I can supervise. Did I make enough money this last part of the park? Or oh no, I lost $1,700 last month. Basically because of my loan payments. Outstanding loan payments. Yeah, I need to figure out how to get more profitable with my booths and stalls. Advertising campaign for the park. Free food and drink. Giving away free coffees now. Free half price entry to the park. An advertising campaign for, Village of the Damned. Why not? I don't have enough money for it, is why not. Dude, this Popper Act is a joke. I'll stagnate it at 5 weeks. Well, why not just make it 6? It took a while to even get $1,200. Jesus fuck, man. I need more revenue from this part of the park, man. It's just ridiculous. Not only this part of the park, in general, I just need more revenue in this park. Can't get by on the revenue I'm getting. I need to turn everything into a cash center.
And it's pressure. There's no doubt about that. Tom Cruise is going to join the Bumblebee again, I think. No, he bought pizza. Let's go follow him. Oh, yeah. Tom Cruise left the line for a Bumblebee and went and bought a pizza. From where? Right here? Oh my god, there's a bunch of litter over here. Like a bunch. And he's sitting down and having a pizza. Well, what a trip. What an honor. I'm honored. He hasn't finished his pizza yet. I wonder what he's gonna do after he has that pizza. Kind of looks like him. Oh my god. Exactly. He's gonna go back on Bumblebee. And he might be like, why is Bumblebee so fun? Well, I'll show you. I've got 23 people in line for it right now. It's a pretty fun ride. You're flying on it, you know, suspended and lying down. That makes it fun. The Christopher Reeve Superman was the ultimate sacrifice, and they survived. Linda Kozlowski and whoever's left in the town can probably go on and survive. But she's taking her son, alien boy, David, with her. So, you know, you never know what's going to happen next. That movie ends on that dark note. You know, could have been a sequel, could be a sequel, could be a spinoff. You never know how that movie is going to end, you know, beyond that scene. So that's what I love about the movie. Is it the best movie in the world? Probably not. It's one of my favorite ones, though. No doubt. No doubt. Karen Conda is great in it. My friend that books conventions has her as a low priority, I guess, or he doesn't even know that she goes to many conventions because I guess she's not really known. But I think that her being in that one particular horror scene, one of the scariest ones I've ever seen in my life. So I'm a little bit sore right now. I'll walk old man. Take this dog outside and continue the live stream. Oh, put your topics out there about your favorite John Carpenter movies, and we'll continue the discussion. Thank you. Actually, we're going to end the live stream.